Oh, so these are my peeps. All right. Hello, my name is Jim. This is my speech on my persuasive speech for the week. My topic is going to be why we should keep the electoral college. So in this country, every 4 years we elect a president. That's determined by the vote. But until I started studying this, I did not know that. I knew that the electoral vote was doing, but I didn't know how the selection went. The electoral college was put into place back when the Constitution was founded by the founding fathers. It was determined because part of the populace wanted the Congress to make the vote, part of the populace wanted it to be determined by the popular vote. So they combined and made a compromise, and the compromise was the electoral college. Now, 65% of America right now thinks we should get rid of electoral college. And the reason why is they think it's antiquated and we don't need it no more, that it should be based just off the popular vote. And I'm going to give you reasons why that's probably not a good idea. But first, you need to understand how the electoral college is created. So every state has electors. These electors are determined, each party, Republicans, Democrats, choose who their electors are going to be. Now, and then the number of electors per state is determined by how many senators that state has, how many congressmen that state has. For example, West Virginia has 4, 2 senators, 2 congressmen. We used to have 5 due to decrease in census. We lost an electoral vote. And that's what determines how many congressmen and senators you have is the census they do every 10 years. It changes how much you have. So now, after the electors have gotten picked, then this is the one time the popular vote matters, is because when the state, so when you go cast your vote for the state, in your state, that is, you are casting your ballot for your selected person, but that's not who, your ballot really doesn't pick the president. You're picking a party in that state. So let's say the Republicans have chosen these 2 people to be their electors, the Democrats have chosen these 2 people to be electors. So then when everybody in West Virginia goes to vote, whoever wins that state in the vote, that's whose electors get to vote later in the year in December. So even though in November it says that, oh, the election is determined, it's not really. That's why they don't really actually count it until January, because that's gives the electors time in December. They get together and they vote. So reasons for keeping it, well, reasons for getting away from it. People, like I said, think it's antiquated. We don't need it no more. It should just be a popular vote. That's it. One vote, bam, it's done. Now, the reasons why we should keep it is because, one, there's such a mass populace in like certain big cities like Los Angeles, Philadelphia, Richmond, stuff like that. Once it gets, all the candidate would have to do is focus on them areas, and as long as they took the big cities, they would win. The electoral college forces you to have a national presence and see everybody. If you can't see everybody, then you're never going to win. But it's also important that you heat every state. Now, recent elections, it really comes down to the 8 swing states. But even that's starting to change a little bit. it makes the electoral college is, even though it seems like, oh, well, only these 538 people are the ones that make the selections, it's really, you've got to have trust in your party to do it, that they're picking the right people, then you're picking the electors. And there's going to be more than a couple people up there. So when you make your choice for your party, that's who's going to go, and you're hoping that they make the choice that you want. Reasons against is if it was just come down to a popular vote, the nightmare it would be a total recount after recount after recount, from where there's so much distrust in politics nowadays for elections. Until we can come up with total election reform, then to me it seems like we need to keep the electoral college in place. Any questions?
No.
All right, thank you.